MECE is a buzzword in consulting and is often used in preparation for case interviews. But what is behind the acronym? This video takes a closer look at the MECE principle, its meaning and examples of its use. MECE is a way of segmenting information into sub-elements that are mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. In other words, elements should exclude each other, an example be distinct, and should exhaust the relevant file. An example contain everything that belongs to it. The MECE framework as a method should be used when you craft an issue tree for your case structure. By doing this, you can prevent connections between different parts of the tree, so each smaller problem can be separated correctly. Mutually exclusive aims at reducing complexity by avoiding overlaps. You need to make sure that the possible solutions or groups are not considered twice. Proving exclusiveness forces you to carefully look at each option, leading you to a much deeper understanding of the issue. Collectively exhaustive aims at ensuring a comprehensive collection without leaving alternatives. Exhaustive means that all possible options have been considered. The trick is to divide a problem into categories with a finite number of general groups. Try to find categories because this practice will prevent you from forgetting important options. Wheels versus no wheels, or air versus water versus land, for example. A simple example for a MECE breakdown is dividing the population into subsets of age. One group under 50 years old and another 50 and older are MECE. No person can be in both groups, mutually exclusive, and everyone belongs to one of them, collectively exhaustive. One group under 50 years old and another from 40 to 70 years old is not MECE. People aged 40 to 50 are in both groups, not mutually exclusive, and those over 70 are in neither. They are not collectively exhaustive. A very common mistake made in this context is to differentiate between people below the age of 50 and people above the age of 50, but this does not include people who are exactly 50 years old. The MECE principle is not only applied for structuring information, but also helpful for simplifying calculations. For example, it may be necessary to analyze the cost structure of a company in order to identify the profitability problem. So break down the total costs into its single MECE components, as you can see in this example. If as a next step you want to calculate the total costs, it is easiest to start at the bottom of your issue tree and carry out the first calculation. Take the results of that calculation and work your way up the tree until you have got the final costs. Finally, we have summarized our top 10 tips for developing a MECE structure. Capture the problem fully and discuss any uncertainties with the interviewer. Break down the problem into relevant and non-overlapping categories. Assign the information to clear groups. Start broad and then go down to the subcategories. Always test for MECE. Focus on a logical and clear structure. Practice for different cases to improve your skills. The best way to do this is through mock interviews with like-minded peers. You can find them on our meeting board. Get feedback from peers. Adapt your structure based on new information. And lastly, communicate clearly.